welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a cream contour and highlight and then showing you how to powder on top. It's just really easy techniques for beginners. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what kind of tools to use, you don't know what kind of products to use, what kind of colors to use, I explain it all in this video, and this is how it came out. It's really nice, really glowy, nice and bronze, but you can't see the lines. It doesn't look too much. It's not too defined. I didn't go into too much detail of how you kind of powder here and like make it ultra. This is just for beginners. I didn't want to throw too much in, but I can do a more advanced one of how I kind of cream contour and highlight. But this was just easy to kind of put your foot into the shallow end and just, you know, not throw you into the deep end, because that's when it'll get complicated. But I hope you like this video. I hope you find it helpful, and please subscribe and like if you see how to get this contour and highlight, then please keep watching. I just started off with primer. I use my Hangover RX Too Faced primer. It's nice and hydrating and it's nice and tacky now, so I can go in with my foundation. And I'm really going to show you in depth today how to cream contour and powder contour, because I know a lot of people find it hard and they find it really scary. And I know it seems like a lot of steps, but I promise you, once you have the right tools and right techniques, it's so quick and easy, and it makes such a difference to your makeup. So I'm going to show you all my favorite products to use and all my favorite brushes, and we're just going to get straight into it. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. I love this foundation. If you have dry skin, you will love this foundation. It's so nice and such nice coverage, and it lasts all day. But my new little trick with my foundation, well, it's kind of my skincare, because I'm lazy. I don't want to do my skincare and then my makeup, so I kind of mixed them together. But I've been loving the Kiehs Daily Revive and Concentrate oil, daily oil. So you wouldn't use this at night time because it's a nice light oil, so it doesn't make your foundation weird or like greasy or anything. So I actually just mix that in with my foundation, and it just makes it look really healthy, really dewy and kind of more natural. So I'm going to be using my beauty blender. And if you don't have a beauty blender, like, you can get the Real Techniques one for like €7. Sorry. And you can get the Sosumi one as well. Like, I have the Real Techniques and I love that as well. I just happen to have the beauty blender. So, or even if you want to use a brush, I love the Morphe M439 brush. It's just a nice buffer brush. That's my favorite brush to use. So whatever you have. So I'm just going to paint this on. This is in the colour Y365. It's a nice yellow colour. And now I'm literally just going to take this and take a few drops like this and drop it onto my face. And it runs quite quickly, so I'm always like trying to like pounce it out, but that's all I do. I literally just pounce it out and it mixes in nicely with the foundation. I just made sure that's really blended in. I know I look a little bit kind of glowy and a bit oily, but that's fine because you can literally just powder that down. So now I'm going to go into concealer. I'm really loving the Colourpop no filter concealer, but you use whatever concealer you have. If you have the MAC one, if you have Maybelline one, or L'Oreal, whatever, like, it's just whatever concealer suits you. But when you're highlighting and contouring, you always want to go a shade to a shade and a half lighter than your skin with your concealer, because that's what's going to highlight under your eyes. It's going to lift your eyes, so that's why it contrasts with the darkness, so it's really nice. So I literally just, either way, it's a little bit lighter, and I go in a triangular under my eyes. And then I just place it on my chin and a little bit on my forehead. If you have a really small forehead, the trick is to bring it up to about here, because it'll bring light to your forehead. But I have the opposite problem, and I want to bronze my forehead. I want to make this all go away. So I only put a little bit there just so I don't look like I've light here and then absolutely none here. And then with the cream contour, now personally the one I've been loving, like literally cannot get enough of, is the Cover FX Enhancer Drops in Sunkissed. Now you can actually buy these on Beauty Bay. They're quite expensive. I think they're €40, but so worth it. But I'm going to show you other cream contours I really like. I really like the So Sue Me. So here's the So Sue Me, and as you can see it is well loved. So I love that one too, and I use that a lot as well. And then I love the MAC Mid-Tone Sepia cream contour as well, obviously because it's nearly gone. So any kind of cream contour. And I also love if you can get your hands on the Wet n Wild ones as well. They're so cheap. So whatever you have, just use. If you can get the So Sue Me contour palette, it's great because you have your concealer like what I have now, you have your cream contour, and you have your cream highlight, and you have your powders. So it's like everything you need in one. But for today I'm just going to use this. And a brush I find that works really well for cream contour. Now I don't do this anymore just because I know where to place it, but this is for beginners. So it's this brush here. It's the Morphe M459. It's a nice flat brush. So I'm literally just going to put the product on it like that. And then what you want to do is you want to place it from where your ear is down here, so that if you suck in your cheeks, you'll see that hollow in your cheek and you can feel it. That's where you want to place it. Don't place it too low down because you will not make your cheekbones look higher. They'll look just dragged down. You want to place it nice and high around here so it really lifts your cheekbones. So I'm literally just going to place that there. And then along my forehead as well. So this is a trick I was talking about. If you want to make your forehead look smaller, put it all along here and blend it a little bit down, and it'll just like shadow your forehead. So I'm going to blend it out now. I love to blend it out with a beauty blender, but I'll show you a brush you can use if you do not have a beauty blender. And you can get these on Morphe or even Blank Canvas or any of those crown brushes. It's just a small stippling brush. Now this is the Morphe M404. Make sure it's a small one. So I'm going to blend one contour out with this to show you, and then the other with a beauty blender. So I literally just keep brushing it, and make sure you brush it up and not down. So don't blend it down, blend it up. And then I'm going to quickly blend out my concealer before it dries. I love my beauty blender. If you do not have a beauty blender, a brush like this is perfect. It's just the Sigma F86. Any kind of flat brush like that, or even sometimes I tap it in with my finger and that works just as well. So now we're going to blend in my forehead with this brush as well. Just make sure everything is blended. And then your forehead as well. Make sure you brush it back into the hairline because you don't want a white head and then a tan face. For the other side, we're just going to beauty blend it in. It's so easy. You literally just bounce it again. Make sure you're blending up. Just hit myself in the face there. That is all on, and I haven't set it yet because I'm going to show you how to cream highlight on your cheekbones as well, and you want to do that before you put your powder on. So now I'm going to use the Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment Illuminizer, but you can use any one you have. Again, the So Sue Me palette has one. Colourpop do amazing ones. Let me see, what else do I have? The Iconic London is amazing. Just any kind of, I think you can even get them from Maybelline, and L'Oreal do them. Just any kind of liquid luminizer. So what you want to do is put a little bit on your finger. and place it on your cheekbones. And I just place a little bit on my forehead as well. And these are great because you can mix them in with your foundation as well to make it extra glowy. Again, I just go in with my beauty blender and I blend it out. Adds a nice sheen to the face. Just an extra little step for under your powder. So obviously you don't have to do this every day. I don't do this every day. I do this if I'm going on a night out. But maybe you don't want any powders on your face and you like it like this, just nice and natural and healthy looking. But I'm going to go in with powders now. So my favorite powders for setting my concealer with and contouring are the MAC Sculpt and Shaping powders. So I have Emphasize, which is a nice white powder, and this really brightens your eye. And then I have Shadester, which is, for me, the perfect contour colour. So again, if you have the So Sue Me one, like, you have everything you need in that palette, and I love those powders too. These are just what's my favourite. But and that's why I'd really recommend a beauty blender, because you see the way I did my foundation with, my concealer with, my cream contour and my cream highlight, like, and you only pay, if you get the Real Techniques, €7, so you don't have to buy loads of different brushes. So I'd really recommend getting one of these, and obviously you have to wet it first, soak it, keep the tap on and just keep squeezing it out until it gets double the size, and then squeeze it all out, making sure there's no water left in it and it's nice and damp and fluffy. So I'm just going to make sure all the lines in my eyes are blended out. And then I'm just going to go into the powder with a Morphe E3 brush. Whatever powder brush you have is fine. I just love this one because I feel it fits perfectly. And it's not too kind of small that it adds too much product. So you just want to place that in that triangular part that you put your concealer. Then I'm also going to place it on my chin and my forehead. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that just brightens my under eyes like instantly. Like, I'm looking in my viewfinder and like, to me, my eyes just look so much brighter. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I hope it is, because it's such a nice powder. If you can get it, you can order on MAC Cosmetics, and it's just the best thing ever. So you can stop right here and that be, you know, your face set, but I'm going to be extra and I'm going to be bougie and I'm going to put another powder on just because I love this MAC Studio Fix powder. I just think it honestly gets rid of your pores. Like, it makes you look flawless. So like this, you know, brighten my under eye, but now I want to put it on my pores right here and a bit more on my forehead and chin, just to kind of really set it and really kind of give it that flawless filtered look. So I use the shade MC30. I literally just use a Real Techniques, it doesn't have a name, but it's just a powder brush. I love this powder brush, it's my favourite. I'm literally just going to dip into it and go over that a little bit and go over where my pores are. So not under my eye, just around here where your pores are, right here. So that just completely set my makeup, and as you can see, the oil we put on earlier with our foundation is completely gone. You can't see any like oiliness or greasiness, or just sinks right into your skin, and that's your skincare for the day then. And that powder just kind of made me look a bit more extra matte in this center. I don't want to look matte all over, I just want to look matte in my T-zone. So now I'm going to go back into that MAC Shadester colour, and I'm going to go in with my Sigma F05 contour brush, and I'm just going to dip it in. And you literally want to place this where you put your cream contour, so you can see right here. This is just going to blend it out a little bit. And again, always blend up. See the way I'm blending up in circular motions instead of or just doing this or blending it down. And then I'm just going to go over my forehead as well. And again, I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender just to pounce everything in. I like to make sure everything is blended. I don't like any harsh lines. Now we are going to go into bronzer. We're going to go into the Nars Laguna bronzer. This is my favourite bronzer. But you can go in with any bronzer you have. Also with the contour, make sure your contour shade is not too warm. Make sure it's either neutral like this or more of a cooler tone. It depends on your skin type. I know cool tones kind of suit me, but they look dreadful on my sister. So it just depends. Try go for something more neutral if you can, so you're not going either cool or warm. It's nice in the middle. So don't use your nice warm orange tone bronzer like MAC Give Me Sun for this. Make sure it's a nice contour shade. But that's what I'm saying, if you have the So Sue Me kit or the NYX contour kit I used in my last video, now that doesn't have cream colours but has contour colours, you have a whole range, and that's €25 and it's so good. So just make sure your bronzer is kind of separate from your contour, and that's why I am now going in with this colour. This is nice and neutral too. You can actually use this to contour because it is nice and neutral. But I'm just going to go in with a Morphe M527 nice fluffy brush. I washed these last night and I'm afraid they're still a little bit wet, but let's hope not. I'm just going to dip it in and then go on top of where, so you place your contour here, I'm going to go on top in a circular motion around it just to blend it out and to add a bit more colour. And then I'm just going to go on my forehead and blend this down. And now that that is on and I look nice and bronzed, I actually never wear blush. Like, I haven't worn blush in a long time. But for this video, because I know a lot of people like to wear blush, I'm just going to show you what it looks all together. So I'm using the Milani Luminoso. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. Everyone loves this and they're so cheap. You can get it from Beauty Bay for like €5–6. And it's just such a nice kind of peachy, goldy, just apricot kind of gorgeous colour. So the blush brush I use is the Morphe E3, just a nice angled brush for your blush. I also have the MAC one, but this is obviously like quarter the price. Morphe brushes are great, guys. Like, people can say what they want about Morphe, but I have their palettes, I have their brushes, everything is just so good, and you can get these on Beauty Bay and they're so cheap. So I'm just gonna dip it in and then place this. I place it, well, some people like to place it on the apple of their cheeks, but I have quite like a chubby baby face, so I don't want to emphasize that like apple there of my cheek. So I like to kind of place it a little bit more back. Instead of placing it here, I like to place it here. This is another little trick you can do if you have a round face. So you're still adding blush but you're not emphasizing. And then if you find you want more of a cheekbone and you like that kind of look, place it a little bit just here, not too much in, just right here. So I literally placed the tiniest bit of blush because, as I said, I don't like a lot of it, but it just adds a bit of colour into your skin, but that's completely up to you how much you want to apply. So now our last kind of step in this contour and highlighting is actually to add your highlight. So I'm using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. This is one of my favourite highlights. It's stunning. It's like the nicest gold colour. And it literally just looks like wet on your skin, and it is just, no matter how pale I am, this always works for me. It doesn't leave that cast. So you can buy this off, I think, Cult Beauty, but whatever highlight you have, like Boots do some really nice highlights, Sleek do some of the best highlights, the little palettes, the little gold palettes, I have 2 of them. So whatever highlight you have. And then I use the Morphe M501 brush. I'm sure you've seen this all over YouTube. I love this brush. Or if you have a fan brush, that's fine as well. But I'm just going to use this and I'm just going to swirl it in. And where you want to place it is where we literally put that cream highlight. So you can see that sheen on my face. You want to follow that. How amazing is that highlight? I barely put any on. It's just so reflective and so like wet looking and so glowy looking. I absolutely love it. Now that we have all our powders and all our creams on, I would recommend that you set it with a setting spray, and I love MAC Fix Plus also because it just melts all the powders together. Because look, you have creams on, you have powders on, the last thing you want to look is cakey. So this is just going to melt it all into your skin to make it look like one. So I love MAC Fix Plus. It doesn't really set your makeup, it doesn't make it last longer, but for people with dry skin it just really helps. So I'm just going to hold it about this much away and spray. So this is the finished look. I just added my eyes, but this is the contour and highlight for beginners. Just really easy, really glowy. You can see it's not too much, like I don't look like I have too much bronzer on or too much product on. It's just really nice. You can wear it every day and just not add the powder, or you can just add the powder, or you can do the whole look day or night, whatever you like. But this is just what I love. It's quick and easy for me. It doesn't take that long once you get the hang of it. And once you have the right tools, I'd really recommend any type of beauty sponge. But I hope you like it. I hope you're able to do this, and I hope you find it easy. I hope you found it very helpful. But thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already.